What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on the comments that Stephen A. Smith made about Cathy Engelbert. As you know, Cathy Engelbert recently has been taking some backlash because the young lady, Nafisa Kalia, exposed her, right? She told, she just told about a conversation that she had with Cathy Engelbert, and the conversation don't really make Cathy Engelbert or the WNBA like the they don't make them look really good at all. And so Cathy Engelbert came out with a statement, and she just said that Nafisa Kalia basically mischaracterized the statements that she made to her. And Stephen A. Smith, in his opinion, really don't feel like Cathy Engelbert's her reply to what Nafisa Kalia said was really wasn't strong enough, right? But in my opinion, and I'm gonna play Stephen A. Smith's what he said, but in my opinion, really wasn't too much he could do after Nafisa Kalia just, because people are going to believe Nafisa Kalia. Like they would say, like, why would she come out publicly with a written statement on a press conference and lie? So that's number one. Number two, I think that once Nafisa Kalia made that statement and it went public, and whoever Cathy Engelbert talked to was like, it's over with. All you can do now is just basically try to weather the storm and see if it's going to come to a point where you may have to resign or leave. I don't really think the fact that Nafisa Kalia exposed Cathy Engelbert, that don't really mean, in my opinion, that things are going to change for the WNBA players. As far as I think they will get they'll probably get a pay increase. I think they'll do that, but I don't think that as far as the league growing and them continuing to build, I'm not sure how far that's going to go. Like if that's going to make give have more incentive in the people that support the league wanting that league to grow. I think they're gonna keep that league at a certain level and just leave it at that. They'll get rid of Cathy Engelbert, and so the next person that comes in and fills her job, and to just be wiser, not to trust, not to trust people, and be careful what she's, whatever they say, more so about, public statements. Like won't be telling people anything that they don't want to go public. So with that being said, I'm gonna get into Stephen A. response to Cathy Engelbert, and then I'm gonna come back and give some more of my opinion.
Monica, I don't disagree with anything that you said. I just want to add to it. Cathy Engelbert, the commissioner of the WNBA. Keep Monica up on the screen, please, because I want to see her. Cathy Engelbert, the commissioner of the league. Doggy, Peter, Monica, let me say for the record, you should resign. You need to resign, period. The reason I say that, Doggy, is because when a player, any player, but especially one of that magnitude, attacks you publicly like that, that weak-ass statement Commissioner Engelbert gave is not good enough. And I'm going to say it. It was a weak-ass statement. Could you imagine somebody directing comments and criticisms at you, taking conversations they've had with you directly and telling the world what you said? And did you see that statement Commissioner Engelbert gave? She basically provided no defense of herself. I don't have the statement directly in front of me, y'all.
Mischaracterization.
A mischaracterization.
She was disheartened.
I'm disheartened that the mischaracterization. What? That was I'm not saying Nafisa Kalia personally attacked her, like personally, I'm not trying to personalize it like that, but I'm just saying her words were piercing. That was an attack against your leadership. It was an attack against your integrity. It was an attack against your character.
Now, all that is true, right? It was an attack against her leadership, character, and her integrity, right? But in my opinion, really, she all the evidence is already out there. Even before Nafisa Collier even made those statements about Cathy Engelbert, people were already feeling like, for instance, the hard fouls and stuff like that. And so the WNBA had been turning their head against the hard fouls. So everything Nafisa Collier said just basically uh confirmed everything people already knew. It just confirmed it. And so what can Cathy Engelbert say? Well, short of, oh, that's a lie. She didn't say it was a lie. She said it was a mischaracterization. So when Nafisa Collier said, well, what are you going to do about the foul situation? And Cathy Engelbert say, well, only losers complain about the fouls. And so throughout the whole season, not just this season, but last season, people have been complaining about the fouls. So evidence was there. We already knew that they were turning their head and allowing people to foul Caitlin Clark real hard, and other players around the league was taking hard fouls. So we already knew that. The evidence was there. Then when she said that about making money for the league, like the young players, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and what's the other young lady? Paige Becker's, like, what are you going to do about their pay? The rookies coming in, the money they make. And Cathy's response to that was, Caitlin Clark need to, be down on her knees, thanking the WNBA, because if it wasn't for them, something like that, then she wouldn't be making $16 million a year. They already knew that because the evidence was already there. That's why they're fighting now to get, for the collective bargaining agreement, so they can get more revenue share. So that it was already there. No need for her to fight that. I think now that all she did was really hurt herself when she had that honest discussion with Nafisa Collier. People already knew before Nafisa Collier came out and said it, basically. And so let me get back to some more of what Stephen A. Smith has to say.
Against your character. And that's the statement you came out with. Listen, I've reached out to Cathy Engelbert's office. I said, you are welcome to come on my show today and explain, because I want to know how the hell somebody said something like that about you as the commissioner. Doggy, come on, man. I mean, whether it was David Stern or Adam Silver or Roger Goodell or Paul Tagliabue, Pete Rose, could you imagine a commissioner being called out like that directly? And that tepid statement, she looks guilty as hell. And then I'm looking at it and I'm saying, did you really say that? Mm-hmm. Did you really say that Caitlin Clark should thank her Heavenly Stars, that she wouldn't be worth anything if she wasn't playing in the WNBA? Did you really say? See, all of these things that Nafisa Collier brought up, I'm sitting back going like this. Girl, you got my ears perked. I'm like,
see that to me, all right. Like I said, people already felt like that. And so in this new age, my fault, in this new age of social media, like maybe they could have played that down. Like if Nafisa Collier had given a press conference or talked to a reporter, they could have kind of dampened the statements that she made, right? But now once you say something, it goes all over, like, so one media outlet can dampen that, or a couple, if depending on, they can kind of quiet that stuff down. Well, they used to be able to, but now it goes everywhere. So if the major media outlets wasn't carrying it, then it still would have been all over social media. So she really had to just go with the flow. And so, what Stephen A. Smith is asking now is basically for some more drama. Like, all right, Now, what do you have to say? You know, she said this. What do you have to say? Because that's all. Anything now could happen is more drama because it was already out there. People already knew through the WNBA's actions how they felt about Caitlin Clark, how they feel about giving these young ladies more money, and it was already out there. Nafisa Collier just confirmed it.
I'm listening because she got very, very specific. And for her to come, the commissioner to come back with that, you can't have her at the negotiating table talking to players. Basically, Nafisa Collier says she's in the way of our growth and our development as a league, not just on the player side, but on the league side. She's not good for basketball.
And so, all right, so that statement right there, she's not good for basketball. That's basically they'll move her out the way. You know what I mean? Like they'll get rid of Cathy Engelbert, and all the new commissioner got to do is come in and say, well, we don't feel like that as a whole. You know, those were her personal opinions. And then it'll be business as usual. It'll be business as usual. So only person, she make the WNBA look bad, but in a sense, she really hurt herself more so too than anything, because now I think it's going to probably lead to her having to resign and her to step down. And that's what all this is about. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave a comment, and I will check you all out in the next video. Peace.